If I'd learned from all the mistakes I've made in life over the years, I'd be a genius by now. Sadly, I'm not a genius yet, but I have made a lot of training mistakes. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the worst training mistakes you can possibly make so that you can avoid them. One of the biggest mistakes you can make with your training is doing too much too soon. Starting a training plan, getting carried away, and absolutely smashing the first few weeks. My theory is you have about a week or two until fatigue really starts to build up and take its toll. When you start a plan, you'll feel fresh, you'll feel ready to go, and you'll be a little bit more capable of putting in those really hard sessions, but don't get too carried away because it will catch up with you. Take things day by day, slowly build into things, make sure you get adequate rest. Otherwise, you'll just end up in a worse state than when you started. The fatigue will be really high and you just won't make any progress. If you want to improve your performance on the bike, structured training is the best way forward. But at the same time, don't get too bogged down in it. Don't get caught up in all the numbers. And don't forget what first got you into cycling in the first place. Having fun, enjoying being out on the road, and loving riding your bike. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. Keep having fun, keep things interesting, keep things fresh. That's the key ingredient to getting the best out of yourself on the bike. Don't neglect your base fitness. You want to make sure that you get lower intensity riding in first, be it on the bike or even cross training, but you want to build that fitness first before you start adding in intensity and really beginning to progress your training. Base fitness really does lay the foundations for brilliant form in the future. One of the biggest training mistakes you can make is not eating enough on and off the bike. Personally, I've done this before, so you want to make sure that you fuel up. You're riding hard, you're training hard, and you need the energy to carry out that job properly. If you don't eat enough, you're gonna feel the consequences. You're not gonna have the energy you need to train correctly, and you're gonna feel super fatigued off the bike as well. And to be honest, you're not gonna be able to complete a training plan that you've set yourself. So when you're out riding, get that food into you and reap the benefits. And when you're off the bike, eat properly in a balanced way. If you need to cut weight, do it in a balanced way too, and get some professional help if possible, because when you do it on your set by yourself, things can go awry pretty quickly. Oh. Right, another training mistake. Forgetting to mix things up. It can be so easy to kind of fall into a routine that you're used to and stick to that solely. So you just do the same day's training, same sort of intervals, same sort of rides, and it works because you're used to it, but at the same time, your body doesn't really adapt. You need to give it some change, you need to give it something different, maybe the odd gravel ride, or if you're just on the road, then some different sort of intervals. Change it up every few weeks, and I think you'll get a greater noticeable change in your performance than if you just keep things the same. Also focus on your weaknesses too. It's easy to go out and just focus on your strengths because that's what you're good at, that's what you enjoy doing. Don't forget to focus on those weaknesses because that's part of your riding as well. Okay, so those are some of the worst training mistakes you want to avoid. I think my biggest error when it came to training was when I was told I needed to lose weight, get to a lower race weight, and I took it quite literally. I only had an apple after training, restricted breakfast, lunch and dinner, drastically cut my calories pretty much overnight. I lost about 3 days and I just got terribly, terribly sick, couldn't train, ended up worse off than when I started. But let me know in the comment section below, what are your worst training mistakes and how have you learned from them? Because that is the most important point. You need to learn from your mistakes in order to improve. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to go off and have a nice lunch now after this ride. And also, I'm going to find a bit of gravel too. Thanks everyone, see you on the next video.